listen, I would stop the stats now, and I think the PM's right to do that. And it actually goes back to a conversation we had earlier in the show about bringing the NHS into the 21st century with us all and holding it to account in the correct way. These stats now have become a distraction. There's other things that are more important to the health of the nation: obesity, diabetes. All of these things are killing more people than COVID. And fridge doors. So we should be focusing on them. I think it's time to move it. But the real thing here is we want to move on as a nation. We're going to have to live with COVID, and part of living with COVID is not continually highlighting it as if it's an additional extra thing. We've been vaccinated. We know how to live with it. Let's move that figure and move on.
Nigel Nelson, we need to stop this daily death toll, don't we?
Guys, we're actually still in the middle of a pandemic.
No, we're not. Middle of a pandemic, please.
We're coming out of it, I accept that. But today there were 534 deaths registered. That's the highest number of deaths we've had since last February. So
you've got to look at the average over 7 days, though, Nigel. It's very critical because there's
we'll
these
take an
bumps.
average over 7 days, then 300,000 COVID infections during that time.
Yeah, irrelevant.
So as a cut, it's up to you guys if you like. I think it's perfectly reasonable for a media outlet to say, no, we're not going to do the figures anymore. But the idea...
But I think the government must stop.
No, you don't ban them. Let people do it voluntarily.
OK, can I ask you a question then, Nigel? Can I ask you a question then? Why on earth does the government not provide us a daily flu tally?
Exactly. Flu.
Why on earth do they not tell us how many people have been diagnosed with cancer on a particular day? Every day? Why don't we get deaths from suicide every day? It's not practical. It's no way to live.
No, but the difference is that we are actually facing a new disease, a pandemic that we are coming out of, but we're not out of yet. It is handy to actually know what the figures are. If you're interested, I read them every day. Amanda doesn't have them in her paper, and so presumably...
Do you understand them, Nigel?
But
do you really understand them?
I understand the trends that are going on,
The problem here is that we have far bigger health concerns facing this country. Obesity kills more people than this. It leads to misery. It leads to poor mental health. Why don't we publish those figures? They would be much more useful for the health of the nation.
Shaming.
I mean,
but they're figures. They'd be not calling anybody fat. The point is this: if we just
figures of
publish
aren't calling people
these
fat.
one set of figures, that's all we concentrate on.